You may have heard by now that environmental and climate change resilience is one of government's strategic priorities for the 2014-2015 financial year. This series has previously dealt with the major environmental programs, but government is also trying to achieve resilience in other ways, like ensuring certain critical infrastructure is in place to prevent or withstand environmental disasters. One danger to the sustainability of the environment is human waste that's not properly disposed of, resulting in pollution, particularly of the waterways. So the Ministry of Water, Land, Environment and Climate Change sees wastewater management as a critical part of the plan to ensure environmental resilience.
During the consultations on the water sector policy, the question of the cost of sewage connections was raised. And I want to make this point. I want to point out that only 30% of the corporate area is sewered. Only 30% is sewered. All right. As a result, the aquifer in the corporate area is severely polluted by the numerous soak-away pits in the corporate area households. Sewage goes out of sight, but it doesn't go away. Right. Right. Suffice it to say, we are living on borrowed time as it is now haunting us.
To deal with that, the ministry is installing major sewer lines connected to treatment plants to collect, transport, and treat domestic sewage. This will not only prevent environmental pollution, but also the scarcity of good quality drinking water. In the corporate area alone, 13 of 27 abandoned wells are being attended to and could be recommissioned in the future.
I am therefore appealing to corporate area householders to get connected to the sewer lines as they become available. As this measure is necessary to safeguard our aquifers. In the meantime, we are exploring options for financing the cost of connection. Over time, the intention is to restore the affected wells to production.
Most climate change scientists agree that an indication and result of this phenomenon is extreme weather, like intense droughts. Government is taking steps to better predict these changes and respond to them, to preserve the environment and quality of life. The Meteorological Service, for example, is expanding the Climate Predictability Tool, CPT, and rainfall outlook to 6 months. This will generate seasonal drought forecasts that should allow for improved planning, preparation, and implementation of proactive actions to deal with a deficiency in water availability. A farmer's bulletin is also disseminated with information on all climate services such as drought analysis, rainfall predictions, and drought forecasting to make sure the agriculture sector is not devastated. In another response to the expected extreme droughts that come with climate change, the Water, Land, Environment and Climate Change Ministry has prepared a draft national rainwater harvesting policy. It requires all new and existing residential and commercial developments to factor rainwater harvesting systems in their plans.
I firmly believe that this is the route we must take in order to ensure our water security, particularly in the face of climate change impacts, which will intensify drought conditions.
Under a rainwater harvesting and catchment tank rehabilitation program, work is progressing to complete a local government inventory of 282 existing catchment tanks in communities island-wide.
For this financial year, an amount of 45 million has been budgeted to carry out rehabilitation and repairs to catchment tanks. And as I said, 2 in Clarendon, 10 in the Hilly, 6 in Manchester. A total of 30 tanks are slated to be rehabilitated during this financial year.
Interventions like the sewage rehabilitation and rainwater harvesting programs could not happen without some critical partnerships. It's why the ministry is joining other small island developing states to form a strong platform to lobby for more durable partnerships in areas such as climate change adaptation and mitigation and disaster risk reduction. Work is also taking place to develop a greenhouse gas inventory and a low-emission development strategy which will place Jamaica in a better position to readily access climate change financing.
In particular, the ministry has nominated Jamaica's focal point to the Green Climate Fund. Mr. Speaker, the fund is projected to receive $100 billion per annum, 100 billion per annum by 2020 for the financing of adaptation and mitigation projects. My ministry received preliminary approval from the Global Environment Facility for a grant of $852,000 US and $90,000 US from the United Nations Development Program, UNDP, to facilitate the preparation of Jamaica's third national communication and the biennial update report to meet UNFCCC reporting requirements.
In financial year 2014-2015, government is managing our resources, building environment and climate change resilience.